This is Aurebesh. It can be found on screens and signs in pretty much any Star Wars media, and learning to read it is surprisingly easy. In my experience, the most common ones are A, E, R, H, S, O, and T. Once you learn these, you'll sometimes be able to tell what a word is just from recognizing some of the letters and then deducing what the rest must be. Even once you do learn the less common characters, this'll still speed up reading. Like this uses a Z, very uncommon, a lot of points in Scrabble, but I can tell that these are ILLO, and I've seen the episode so I know this is called the Zillow Beast, so I know that must be a Z, even if I don't remember that that's what a Z looks like. You need to start making quick associations when looking at the characters. Here's how my brain processes them. The T looks like an upside down T. The G looks like a G flipped sideways. The H looks like an H flipped sideways. The S looks like a cursive S. The I looks like an I. The N looks like a backwards N. The L looks like a backwards L. The R looks like a backwards lowercase r. The O looks like a particularly trapezoidal O, but I'll get back to that. The Q has a gap where an English Q would have a sticky outy bit. And the U looks like a U with a broken arm. There are some letters that look like other English letters. Pretty early on, you might find yourself speeding up by saying the one that looks like a K is an A. The V looks exactly like a Y, and the Y looks like a V, so remembering Y is V and V is Y is also helpful. The E looks like the Roman numerals for 6. There's probably something about Aurebesh being invented for episode 6 in there somewhere, but I just remember that if it looks like VI, it's E. The K looks like a backwards C. Both make K sounds, so that makes it easier to remember that a backwards C is a K is a K. Along with N and F, J is one of the few characters with a bendy bit, and J's are bendy, so you can remember this character by saying it's bendy, it's a J. The D looks very similar to the Aurebesh R, with the only difference being that it has an extra line. You'd think this would make them easy to mix up, but it actually just makes you memorize both quicker, because as you're learning, you have to start making that distinction. If it has the extra line, it's a D. If it doesn't, it's an R. And this is a silly way to remember it, but the F is the bendy one with a straight line going through it. It goes through it, so it's an F. That's actually how I remember that. Maybe say it in a British accent. Yeah, that's the F there, like, it's the one that's got a line going through it, that's mint, that is. Those are all the ones I have techniques for. For the rest, it's kind of just, this lightning bolt thing is a C, this treasure chest thing is a B, this square bracket thing is an M, this envelope thing is a P. Envelope. P. B, C, M, and P are pretty common, so you'll learn them quickly anyway. The square is a W and the triangle is an X. W and X are uncommon, so until you learn them, you can use the context of the other letters to know which one they are, like that Z I showed you earlier. And the square as a W is surprisingly easy to remember, especially when you have to distinguish it from the O, which looks similar. And the X is a triangle, which also looks similar to the O, so like with the D and the R, use the distinction to remember all three at once. And that's it. Happy travels, may the Force be with you, this is the way.